Sorry, I had to yawn. But we're mostly playing it because yesterday's video got corrupted, and I wanted a video for YouTube, not just a live stream. Um, so we went 3-2 with it yesterday, going 1-1 versus Red Black, and then losing to Venom in the mirror. Um, I don't remember what else we beat. It doesn't matter too much, but the deck felt kind of powerful. But as I was saying yesterday, I believe this is more tuned for an online meta than a paper meta. I would definitely play a Emma Handy, Jadine Clumparan, Autumn Burchard type build if I was going to play paper. But, I've played this deck a lot of times. There's not a lot to say about it. We're a little bit more slanted versus versus the red black decks of this build. But the general strategy is the same, and this is a pretty clear keep, and they're already on a mulligan. Hey, local dope, what it is. Hey, we're versus Jeffrey. I think he watches our stream. Oh wow, and they're mana screwed. What a time to be alive. Hate people that go to the second main phase to do stuff like that, just hoping you'll press F6 and trying to make the game go even longer. I don't think I need this or this. Oh, who would have guessed? Alright, well, we could have some problems right now. Just gonna uptick it here. That way it's more protected. If we down tick it, they have a removal spell, they get to kill this. Not into that. Hey, end game, what's up? Yeah, I keep a pretty weird schedule. Unfortunately, I'm gonna assume Scarab God just spells that we've just won the game. And yeah, they missed a couple land drops, and we did our thing. Not a lot to say about that game. So, in terms of sideboarding versus red black, I typically like cards like these. We already saw Heart of Kirin, we already saw Scrapheap Scrounger. And I generally like some number of Doomfalls, but I don't have a whole lot of cards I like to take out. I always like to take out the Siphoners and sometimes up to one Champion of Wit, so that means I can only afford 3 Doomfalls in this build. And I think that's fine. Apparently somebody's been listening to the game podcast. I approve. Best Magic podcast. Though I am enjoying the Pro podcast too. Feel like I learned more from Jerry though. It's fun. Double Champion of Wits is fine as well. I know a lot of people dislike it, but pretty excited when we get it. And they didn't have triple red, so hopefully they don't draw one and have a chain whirler. They didn't. Though arguably that's pretty bad for us as well. I think we still just need cards here. Doesn't look like we need this game. Yeah, well, our hand's obviously not very great here. That was a decent hit. They cast it though, they probably lose to Chandra, so I don't think they'll cast it. It's more likely a Glorybringer type spell. So they can exert. What's something to pressure to Chandra a little with? Actually gonna hold the Doomfall back this turn. That way I can try to contempt whatever they play and then Doomfall. Feels good. Exile creature you control. Actually gonna play this because it puts us one land away from playing our thing. And keep working on Chandra. Our life's super low now though, and they're really far ahead, so we do have problems. Phoenix is a good draw. Scarab is a good draw. Phoenix is probably better in this spot. Yeah, double Phoenix is definitely better. So we need to draw Contempt pretty bad. Well then, it's what we call a chance. I attacked with both just in case they had a removal spell like a Murderous Redcap, or sorry, a Unless Disintegration or a Contempt. Interesting to see what they'll play here. They have one card. They've tapped one red mana. Oh, well, we're just dead. That's such a slow row. Wow. That is such a slow row. Don't like getting slow rowed. I'll bring another Doomfall in and take one Yahini out. The Yahinis may just not be any good here. Almost want to try and negate. Now that I've saw Angrath as well. Yeah, that's a keep. They've mulliganed. Go ahead and play this. We'll probably need to land. So technically our 5th land for the Scarab God. Doing well, BC Career. Or BW Career? How are you? We're playing Venom's Blue-Black build. This is our first match. It's our first match. So, not played versus anything yet. So there's a Spygraph, a Chandra, and a Chain Whirler. We don't care about the Chandra at all. I think we either care about, or sorry, we don't care about the Chain Whirler at all. So I think we either care about the Spyglass or the Chandra. And since we're ahead on cards, I think I care about the Spyglass. That was interesting, weird, and potentially not correct. Alright, we'll just cast down that. I'm hoping to be able to close the game out with the Scarab God. But that could be incorrect. That was weird to me. I don't know why that was so weird to me. They're drawing 2 cards in their main phase. Like, they already have infinite card advantage. I don't think I can beat them in a lone game. I think I have to try to close the game out quick. Because of the Bloodfast. So it's like a bit of a gamble, but like I don't think I can beat Chandra plus Bloodfast. Whereas like if they just brick on a removal spell for 1 or 2 turns, we will win. Well, they did not brick onto removal spells 1 or 2 turns. And we knew they didn't have a removal spell in their hand. They presumably only have like 2 or 3 in the deck, max. I guess I'm going to counterspell that, even though they can bring it back. This card's not, We have a cast down. Playing around counterspells or something. Kind of want all of these cards. But I have to discard something, so. So they'll slam Chandra now and very likely tick down. But this game feels like it's over now. At least it's Karn. We don't have to care about Karn a whole lot. You can have an Effort Hub. Well, that gives us some hope, I guess. Probably, maybe we can get in a spot where we can contempt Gearhulk Contempt, but considering the Chandra is still not in play, kind of feeling like we definitely made the right choice with our Doomfall. I had to counterspell that. It gets rid of this if I don't. I don't actually think we can come back anymore. I think we're too far down the rabbit hole now. Maybe we're not supposed to counterspell the Goblin Chain Whirler. We would have lost this guy, but it's like this guy's not really doing anything anyway. And we'd have been able to Contempt at the end of turn and then have Gearhulk Contempt for this turn. The game's over. There's nothing we can do. They have a 7-point attack next turn. We know that they have Vraska's Contempt in their hands, so even casting Gearhulk and using it on this doesn't do anything. Got buried that game. It wasn't particularly close. Oh, we had a pretty good starting hand. Maybe I have to bring in Negates versus that build because they have Karns, but we didn't know they had Karns. Good games, man. I guess we could have brought them in for Game 3. We did see Cinder Barons in Game 2, but we didn't see Cinder Barons in Game 1. A pretty easy keep. Our opponent's 1 and 2. Another red-black deck. This is the only things that exist on Magic Online. Let's say that as a very hyperbolic statement. Hey, Penguin. What's up? It has been a while. How have you been? Oh, good gosh, we get to draw a card. What a day to be alive. What a day to be alive. Let's go ahead and get that out of here. Hello, my name is the Scarab God. Please do not have Vraska's contempt, friend. Not sure how I feel about these expertises. They've not been particularly good. Oh, everything's been going great over here. Super busy, but other than that, everything's been great. It's kind of weird. So they tap 5 mana and then they put 2 in. Okay. They apparently tapped their mana wrong. Okay. That makes more sense. I guess we can't block. These decks do play Magma Sprays and stuff now, main. Contempt, you say? It'll be good later. Just really want to land this turn, though. Keeping the second Scarab God in case they do have a... I don't know what I'm trying to say. In case they do have a way to get our Scarab God off the table. I would trade Glint for a Scrap Heap Scrounger right now. I think that's fine. Yeah, I guess they don't have Magma Spray then, so we can stop thinking about that. I've been playing around Magma. I don't know if I was supposed to, but that's been what I've been doing. There's an argument that I should have just attacked him for the extra 7 damage and put him at 5. I'm pretty happy to block here. Like, I actively want to make that block. I think I'm going to dump that finally. Is there any creatures in the graveyard? None that I really want. I'm going to dump that though. Wish this was Sunveil. How good would Scarab God be if it was Sunveil? and you got to put the thing in the graveyard instead of the bottom of your library. That'd be all sorts of neat. You can sign me up for some neat. I don't think we can lose this game as long as we have multiple blockers. I don't think we can lose this game. That should be the easy thing to say. I can't imagine what one card they could have that would beat us, and they're hellbent at the moment. I'm an old man, so in general I don't like change, and what spoilers I have read seem like the cards are considerably less power leveled in Kaladesh, which I realize that like Kaladesh was broken and all that. But even despite Kaladesh being broken, I think it was more due to balancing than the cards. So I don't know if I'm trying to phrase my thought properly, but like playing less powerful cards doesn't necessarily make me think the format will be better, and makes it less exciting in my eyes. So opponent played a land, and now we just attack with everything and the game's over. Like, no thinking involved. Wasn't much thinking to be involved there to begin with. But like, I'm not saying the set's bad. I'm saying we've not saw all the spoilers yet, so maybe the set will be better. But like, just playing less powerful card, like taking a step back in power, doesn't really appeal to me. And from what I've read, it doesn't seem like I made this comment the other day, and I was talking very hyperbolic when I said it. But the comment I made was, with the exception of Shocklands and Assassin's Trophy, it seems like the best card out of Ravnica wouldn't break the top 20 cards in the Kaladesh format so far. So, like, if that's a true statement, then it's just not that exciting for me. Now, if the format's good, that'll be one thing, but it's kind of hard to tell, you know, like a completely different story. But until we see all the spoilers and how the decks are going to pan out, it's like hard to say a format's going to be objectively good. So I'm just talking about cards based on rate, and the cards seem less powerful in a vacuum. Now that doesn't mean that there's not going to be synergies and stuff, and that the format may end up being good. Like, I'm not trying to say the format's going to be bad or anything. I'm just like really bad at like expressing my thought. Long story short is, I don't get excited with so little information, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Unless a card's, like, very happy. Red-blue something wanting to test. There's some Golgari lists that I want to test. Now that I think there'll be less Goblin Chain Whirlers in the format, I want to reapproach every green deck, because like Llanowar Elves gets a lot better, I think. But I don't know. I've played Magic since 1993, so it takes a lot to make me get excited about a new set. Until I see all the cards in the decks, that is. Like, I'm just like, I don't... Just the prospect of a new set doesn't really do it for me. It seems like anymore when I'll read a spoiler, I'm looking for value or ways to make money. But then again, I make my living buying and selling Magic cards, so that kind of like taints the excitement of spoiler season and brewing and stuff for me. Because like I'm always trying to figure out how to make money off the set. Not necessarily what's fun or good or whatnot. And we have an Essence Scatter. We'll go ahead and play this one. Which reminds me, after the stream I have to go pack a bunch of mail. Well, I guess we're gonna dump one of these, each of these. Before we played my land, I think. Maybe I should have held the contempt and dumped the second Infernal Reckoning. But I don't want to have to waste an attempt on like a mid-game Scrap Heap Scrounger, and a mid-game Scrap Heap Scrounger could cause us a lot of problems still, I think. I don't really want to kill that, but I don't really want to take damage out there. Might just cycle both Fetid Pools if all he does is attack. Yeah, losing approach is going to make me very sad, and Assassin's Trophy is going to make Teferi a less good card, which kind of makes me sad as well, because I was like pretty happy of just feeling the Teferi love and going on about my day. But apparently that's not going to exist right now. Because he's not playing creatures or anything, no planeswalkers, nothing, I just assume they have some type of removal for the Scarab God here. So I'm basically just like not going to cast it until we draw a Doomfall. I don't want to take a second hit. I probably shouldn't even have taken the first hit. Probably going to start drawing cards. Oh, that one's neat. Might get another colored source of land mana instead. I really want to spend my energy on drawing a card? I need a card. It's actually a useful card. So now we can kill the Rekindling Phoenix. Two for winning ourselves here, but we have cards for days, so. Feels like we're just painting by numbers now. Blah 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 blah. Didn't tap for blue. Because I'm the best. It's removal spell, a clock. Tapped a black mana too, so I guess they just have unlicensed, and I've been playing around things. They don't have a second black mana. either. I guess I could have just jammed Scarab God there, but like Doomfall's a card. It just doesn't feel like there's a reason to risk it because it feels like this game's over. Maybe I spoke too soon. That's kind of cute here. There's a Doomfall. Exile creature. Just gonna pass. He'll Doomfall next turn and play the Scarab God. Probably. So I need to start thinking about how I can lose this game. And I think a big cut to ribbons is the only way I can really lose the game. I'm going to go ahead and flip this. So it wasn't lasting like we thought, but I mean, like maybe they would have been bluffing or something. The Glorybringer would put us at 1. Cut to ribbons can't even be cashed yet. They played a land. What's in my graveyard? Champion of Wits. Alright, well. Pretty easy pick. Definitely don't need you. Definitely don't need you. Nothing has haste, so sure, I'll keep you. Alright, so this game's over. We probably like played it a little slower than we had to, but the game was like pretty locked up, so it doesn't seem like there was any reason to take a risk. Though, as slow as I played it, I might have actually been taking a risk. Let's grab this one. And then we don't even have to get another thing. We're already lethal. We have 13 plus the Chain Whirler's 14 plus the other 2, but like there's a Hazoret and everything there. Okay, they're conceding. So like we could have got the Hazoret back and then discarded a card. Well, discarded 2 cards because of the Ephra. We couldn't have attacked with it because obviously we have a million cards in our hand, but we could have thrown 4 damage at them if we needed an extra little. But we didn't need it, but we could have needed it. I should play Approach for Store Championships this weekend. Like, say goodbye to my baby. It's been a while since I played Approach. I'm going to have to play Approach on stream sometime before rotation. I've definitely not been playing Approach. It's not been particularly well positioned, and I don't know, for some reason I get whiny when I lose. The heck? I have a weird email from Twitch. What does it say? Oh, neat. Well, Endgame's excited for Approach, I think. Or maybe he's super excited about my weird email. Mostly versus the green decks. Anything that's got Carnage Tyrant, sometimes the mirror match, but it's typically for Carnage Tyrant. I'm gonna keep this hand, but I think this hand's a little sketch. I'm bringing it in the mirror too, I think. I've been bringing it in the mirror. I don't know if it's right or not. Oops, didn't mean to tap that. I think this hand's like pretty sketch. Oh wow. So they played an island and we play or have a hand that can't beat an island. Alright. Well. Looks like we're dead. Unless we start running very hot very quickly. Yeah, well, maybe they won't have a counterspell for this cartouche. Or expertise. It'd be nice to have something I could play off this expertise, like a Champion of Wits. That's not something we can play. Please go away, Knight of Grace. Wah, 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 wah. I said, please no Spell Pierce. That was definitely a Spell Pierce. It gets worse. Apparently we should have just waited and we would have got him. Another? No, homie. Don't have more. We know what they're drawing, so like maybe the Scarab God will just... we know they're not hitting a land this turn. There's like some chance that Scarab God just does things. This can't be blocked. That's a pretty quick clock. So let's play you. I couldn't enchant it, so I wanted to kill that one instead. Another Knight of Grace. Fortunately, there's nothing for us to buy back with this Scarab God, so... Well, that's interesting. I definitely think that's interesting. Can we survive till next turn? Any enchantment kills us. No enchantment and we have a chance. Alright, well that was no enchantment, so we have a chance. I don't think we're favored, but we have a chance. Actually, we might just be favored now. I don't think that's good enough here. That's pretty good. They may block and use the ability, in which case we'll cast down it as well. They didn't, so now they can't save it. Alright. So basically, we just have to avoid something that makes this SRAM unblockable. Which is, they obviously didn't have it in their hand already, so that means we have to fade this one draw. I don't know how we won that game. It was not looking good for us. And then Scarab God did Scarab God things. Bring all of these in. We'll bring this little fungal infection in. Oh, overloading on a bunch of black removal spells versus a Knight of Grace deck's kind of funny. We'll take out that. I don't know what else to take out, though. Could potentially take out the Liliana. Think I'm gonna take out the Liliana? Probably gonna cut some random removal spells. One all to Doom falls because of the Knight of Graces. Pretty easy keep. Fungal infection. How do you do? Get him, Saproling. We are professionals. Professional Saproling spawner. That is an Adianto. An Adianto. Professional Saproling spawner. Right here. Saying hello to everybody. Kinda hope they attack with this. They did not attack with that. That makes me sad. I might have to waste a Fatal Push on it. To try to turn on my Doomfall. They pause there, so I'm going to assume they have some kind of blue spell. Hopefully it's just dive downs and not actual counter spells. Now that I've drawn the Essence Scatter, I kind of just want to block this turn. Kind of just want to block and use my Bloodfast. Play around Spell Pierce that we've already solved this way. They have 5 cards in their hand, and they're not playing lands, they're not playing creatures, they're not playing enchantments. That means it's probably a bunch of negates and spell pierces and Jace's defeats, that type stuff in general. Pretty happy with our decision now to play like this. Going to draw a card because feeling like the world's ours. Play my land. Target opponent exiles a creature and able to pay for Spell Pierce. When this deck turns the corner and starts winning, it feels like you can basically make any plays you want and it doesn't matter. That being said, they could have a counter spell for the Torrential Gearhulk. And then the Knight of Grace could win in theory. I think they're actually thinking about Gearhulk. What was that thing? Remove all cards from target player's graveyard. I don't technically have a card in my graveyard I want, so I'm pretty fine with that. Nothing that we have in our graveyard could target that. Could have got just Essence Scatter and killed that, but this does the same thing. Like they're gonna have to sack this to not let it so it doesn't die to the fungal infection anyway. 3-turn clock. They're tapped out. I don't know why. I'm not just doing this so we can all press F6 and go on about our lives. We all have lives to lead. That card's neat. I don't think I'd ever bothered to read it before. Take this fungal infection. Yep. Sure. Well, that's a problem. Still just feel like they have Spell Pierce. If they have Spell Pierce, I actually need the life. So flip that. This will put us at 2. I don't think we actually want this card. So don't think we need this card, so. So this amount of life, the reason I didn't draw a card was because if I gain 2 with this and sack this, we go to 6, so we can technically survive a hit from that without getting rid of our Torrential Gearhulk. So like we present lethal on our next attack that way. That was pretty savage. Alright, well we don't present lethal on our next attack now. In fact, we're just going to go to 9, and he's got a 2-turn clock unless we hit something. He can attack for 11 over 2 turns. Alright, well, I guess we have to draw a card. That doesn't do it. That doesn't do it. No, that does do it. If it resolves. Because of this thing. Right, no Jace's defeat, no Essence Scatter, that's what we're hoping for. Lovely. Lovely. Just go ahead and gain my life. He has to attack anyway. It's actually technically bad because he doesn't have to attack. He could have just played another creature and like protected himself from the glint. Now he has to have 2 creatures or like an unsummon. Yeah, that was a premature sack. We should have made him tap the thing first. 2 and 1. Only lost to Jeffrey. %5 bonus bucks on all singles on TCG Player today. Huh. Oops, wrong button. Hmm. What? That's weird. This hand's a keep. Another opponent that's mulliganed. Another island deck. Those island matches are typically pretty bad for us game 1. They're generally pretty good game 2 and 3. Have to see which island deck he is, though. I'd pressed F6 or I would have scattered that. Actually, I wouldn't have scattered that. I would have saved a scattered for a Tempest Gen because we have fatal pushes to try to hit those. I will get this one, but this is mainly because we don't have another removal spell. And there's the Jin. We do have cast downs in our deck, so we'll see if we can draw one. We did not. Take a big hit. If they have a second Jin, we're not in very good shape. If they don't, feel pretty good. No second Jin, please. They could just have Wizard's Retort too, and then we like lose. Well, they can't have it now. They've cast the Charter Course. They have Essence Scatter though. All right. Well, we have problems now. Serious? Oh wow, serious problems now. We have the I don't know if we can win type problems now. Go ahead and play this now. While they can't counterspell it, and then Fatal Push this thing and hope it resolves. No, didn't resolve, they had a Spell Pierce, so that's a problem. So now we have to draw a removal spell for the Storm. and they have to not have an island. Well, they didn't have an island. That's probably bad too, because that just means they have 3 spells in their hand and they're drawing 2 more cards. Alright, well, we can't win now. All you have to do is activate it and you win. You got us. So, sideboard wise, we want this, we want this, we want this. I think we want these, and maybe some of these top spells. Let's see what we're going to take out before we make any more additions. We know we want these no matter what, though. So let's take out 5 cards. I don't think we have enough time to really leverage those. I don't think this is a game that goes super long either. Huh. I guess I'm not bringing in any of these. Just so we basically brought in a little slightly better removal for some of our clunkier removal. Oh, yeah, this sounds a keep. So they mulliganed. I think we'll play this one. No curious, that's nice. Some pressure on the board and 3 removal spells. Hopefully we'll be able to leverage them. That's a good one. Shouldn't be able to beat both of our removal spells on it though, so. I say shouldn't, but like they could still. have a dive down and a spell pierce here. I want to draw the card, I think. Could have used the essence extraction there, and maybe we should have, because we're not super likely to get better value out of it, but drawing cards is fun, so willing to trade either of these. If he wants to trade both of these for this, that's fine. If he just wants to 1-for-1 on this, I'm fine. Alright, game 3. Anything from the play to the draw. Actually, I want this fungal infection. It was just an oversight not to bring it in game 1. Like, it was just a straight oversight. Like, it should have automatically been in the deck. Hey, JJ, homie. What is going on? Hope everything is going well. As you can tell, I'm yawning. I think I'm going to drop one of the Essence Scatters on the draw. Sans a keep. It's not even a particularly hard keep. Opponent mulliganed. Is it bad that I almost want to play Everhub just so they can't get Curious Obsession on 2? If they play a creature, they didn't play a creature, so I guess that's just out the window and irrelevant, but probably would have played it even. Brawl, you say? Alright, well. Kill you, play the Fetid Pool. Hope that you don't have a land Tempest Gen, or if you do, that we draw one of our 6 answers. I'll lead with one of these because it's the one that I least care about getting counterspelled. A land and a champion seems good. Fine, nobody cares about that dude. Uh-oh. I think I'm just going to pass here. Actually, I'm not going to pass here. I'm just going to go ahead and pop this off for now. Try to play around a counterspell. And this was a play mistake. I should have played the Vraska's Contempt. In my mind, I was holding it for Tempest Gen, but I should have played it. That way, next turn I could have played Double Spell. Which now we can't. And if I was going to do any of that, I should have 100% did it before I attacked. Or before I passed through my attack. Going to fly into a hurricane on your way home. That does not sound like a thing you want to do, JJ. I suggest just like not going home. Stay in Florida forever. You're good. I think I value my card more than I value his card at this point, so I'm just not going to make the trade. Florida forever. I guess I'm passing here. I'm willing to block again so they don't get to draw a card this turn. It's like we slowly plow through their counter spells. See if they have it. Curiously enough, I would rather kill this than worry about this. There's a Torrential Gearhulk alone just kind of stops that. We're getting to the flashback champion stage of the game, so I just don't want them to draw out of it. Man, it's been a hot minute. It was August 29th. It's been 2 weeks. I don't play a whole lot of real decks though. That one was pretty good. But he loses his thing, which means neither of his cards matter to us. Just make them exile a creature they control here. That's pretty bad. Only 2 this entire season. That's not good, that's for sure. Alright, I guess let's try to close the game then. It's a 3-turn clock. Huh. I think we're going to use the Yahenni to kill that. If they have a dive down, we're going to get absolutely thrashed here. I'm actually kind of worried about that card though. No dive down, please. One time. I will pay. Alright, sweet. Well, that worked out like we wanted. And pity chest. Can we get better? I guess since we only play 1 league a day, and like we play a lot of fun decks or a lot of decks we've not played before. We play a lot of arenas instead of leagues. We played quite a bit of modern. We got a modern trophy too, so then I guess like it's not that bad if you think about it in terms of that. If we were playing every single event and like playing to win every single event, like 3 trophies in the course of a season would be pretty appalling, but I guess it's not that bad considering how we play, but it is definitely the worst we've did. We've had so many 4-1s that I can't even count them though. This has definitely been the season of 4-1s. In fact, I think until yesterday we'd gone 4-1 in every league this week. Another grinder. Towards the end of the seasons, the grinder count goes up. We keep this hand. It's not great, but we have a Bloodfast. We have a removal spell. They're typically a red-black player. I don't know if they'll still be on it, but that's what our Vengeance usually plays. It looks like he's not on it now. He's probably moved on to what Cunningham's playing. Though Cunningham had a good performance with this deck this week. Yeah, Jabber has 1,000,000. Jabber has 20, and he stopped playing Standard. And I'm not going to say who it is, but let's put it this way. Jabber would be in the lead if he didn't play on multiple accounts. On top of that, he's got a few in Modern as well. Yeah, Jabber's definitely the hero. So he's got, if you add all of his trophies together from his multiple accounts, he's like over 40, I think. Which is pretty ridiculous. The man can play some Magic. And he's a hell of a nice guy too. He was the first years ago when I first started streaming, and this is like back when like Green Black Rock was more popular than Jund, for example. But like all the way back then, he came in my chat when I was playing one of his decks and like was super friendly to me. And he's always been friendly to me ever since. I got mad respect for that guy. Because normally people that good, normally when a guy or when somebody's like so good at what they do or so intelligent, they're like, they don't have time for other people, and that's not Jabber. Jabber is just hell of a nice guy. Hell of a nice guy. Can't say enough positive things about him. I wish he streamed just a bit more, which he could be streaming. I have a weird sleep schedule right now. He could be streaming, and I just don't see it because of my sleep schedule. Alright, so this is kind of a neat trick. Hold control, so you have priority here. Sack your thing, and then before they get to land, you go ahead and Effort Hub there, so they never have a chance to Blossoming Defense if you use the timing like this. A lot of people would just use the Field of Runes not holding priority, so they'd get the untapped forest and be able to use the thing. That's what we call perfect draw. Drawing perfects is fun, because we don't draw perfects on this channel very often. Yeah, I play Jabber. There's two people online. A guy called Jabber Walkie, Logan Nettles, and Carlos San Estevez or whatever. I can't pronounce his name. I apologize. I can't pronounce his MTGO name either, so I'm going to try to look it up real quick. But I'll play either of these people's deck list over just anybody. Like, anytime I see either of them. Well, actually, I don't have to look it up on Moto. I'll just go over here. Batuinfa, maybe? Can't pronounce their names, but these two people, I'll just blindly play whatever deck they tell me is good without thinking. And Ginger, I would put Ginger in that category because I have mad respect for Ginger too, but like Ginger only plays the tier 1 top deck, but like, so like if Ginger like throws a brew at me, I don't know if I would trust random brew from Ginger because he might just be trolling. But like, even if I see a brew from Batuini or Jabber, I'm like, nope, this deck's got to be great. Oh, they have another Vine Mare? Come on, homie. That ain't cool. I'm going to draw a card so we have more options on what we discard with the Champion of Wits. I kind of want a land here, but I also kind of want these two cards, so I think I'm just going to keep the two cards instead. Yeah, but still most people are, right? Like, just most people just are. I agree completely with what you're saying. You'll do better without being like that, but just like most people don't care. In my experience, anyway, most people don't care. I'm gonna take this damage. We have a fatal push for it. Kind of surprised that they're not just killing my blood fast. Like, I think this Bloodfast is pretty powerful. It's surprising to me that they don't care about it. Just gonna take the damage. Like looking to draw cards here. You can have that. Short. I have Essence Scatters in our deck, but I wouldn't have Essence Scattered that anyways, why we didn't look. I think I'm gonna play this too. Alright, we need a Scarab God or a Torrential Gearhulk, and we need it before they draw another Ronus. Not too concerned with other things they could draw, but now let's start the turn with this and see if they have a Blossoming Defense. In theory, they can only save one of them. The more I think about that, I feel like that might have been awful. I thought they would sack and kill the Bloodfast, and they didn't. But like, what if they had had the Blossoming Defense to save Divine Mare there? Like, how bad of shape would we have been in? I don't think I'm flipping it. That was a play mistake too. I shouldn't have played my land until I'd done this. Ends up not mattering, but I still shouldn't have. So not punished for my play mistake. Just getting ahead of myself. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can flip it this turn. And then we can exile a creature. And then we have double Gearhulk. One of the Gearhulks is going to counter or put Divine Mare on top. The next Gearhulk just comes out next turn. They have no out from here, basically. Yeah, I didn't play that game well. I actually gave myself an opportunity to lose in a game that I felt like I was pretty far ahead, which is a pretty large mistake. So, versus these green decks, I typically like to take out, even though they did good work for us that game, I like to take these things out because it feels like they have too much play around them. Also, we definitely want our fungal infection. We definitely want our Doomfalls. We want our Vizier. I kind of want Infernal Reckoning because we know they're on the black build, but I don't know if I have enough to take out for all of this. So we're going to have to peek at our deck list here and see what I feel like we can take out. Liliana's really hard to protect in this match, and the Glint Siphoners, like most of these builds are on the Walking Ballista plan right now. So I generally trim on a few of them, but I don't mind to have a couple that I draw in the late game. What else would I take out? I like all of our cards like really good. Maybe I just take out a Yahini's Expertise or two. They're not particularly great in this match. Bring one of these back in. Alright. So we're playing for another 4-1. Actually, I think this hand's almost a keep. I'm probably going to keep it anyway, but if they have a Llanowar Elf hand, this obviously gets much worse. They do have a Llanowar Elf hand, so we have 5 answers to this. Let's see if we can draw one of them. About a 1 in 11 chance, give or take. So not even 10%. Alright, we probably lost this game. Unanswered Llanowar Elves on turn 1 on the play are generally things you can't come back from. Though it's not always the case. And I forgot about the Vine Mare. I actually want the Yahini's Expertise back in my deck. Forgot about Vine Mare. Wow, I'm an idiot. So, like, pretty punish there. So we have no catch-up spell this game. Goodbye, Llanowar Elf. They put on bottom. They have another land. I really think we could concede this game. I like, by the way, how they got rid of their 3-4 over their Llanowar Elf. That's really telling. We've been gotten. I assume they're just going to kill... Wait, what? Assume they're going to kill the Llanowar Elf here. Maybe it would be fine if we draw exactly Scarab God and they don't have an answer. That's not exactly Scarab God. So, actually kind of exactly nothing, isn't it? I have only drawn 3 spells and 15 cards. Alright, I think we're done here, but I'm not going to concede because I want to see more about how he sideboarded. I won't show him any of our sideboard cards from here. Maybe he'll show us a blossoming defense or something. Does in fact have blossoming defense. Right, I actually want you guys back in the deck now. Cut at least one of you. Maybe we could cut the Infernal. I'll cut one of the Infernal Reckonings. Maybe I shouldn't bring either of them in. To show me the black, I have to assume Scrapheap Scrounger. Doesn't mean that they didn't side it out, though. Sounds pretty good. Just gotta get some lands. But we have an early removal spell to help that. Don't have Llanowar Elf 3 games in a row. Thank you. Oh wow, so now I'll actually want all of these lands. You take 5 to buy back? I think I'm just going to put you and you in the graveyard. So whatever they play, whoop, JK. Got some good things in our graveyard. They've got some good things in their graveyard. We've got a good first chump blocker in case they have a Vine Mare. Unfortunately, they hit their black mana. Didn't really want them to do that. Alright, let's see if it's good enough. No Hour of Glory, please. Plox. One time, no hour. I've got my eyes closed. Let's take a peek. Alright, my Scarab God's still on the table. It's a good sign. Alright, I'm just going to watch now. My Scarab God's still on the table. It's a good sign. Hey, Scarab God did it. You're still on the table, Scarab God. How lovely of you. Kinda wanna attack. Attacking has to be just wrong, though. I think I'm gonna attack. Go get him, Scarab God. He probably won't block. Well, we tried. It's the only time we can do this and make sure that he can't kill the Torrential Gearhulk in response. And we're just trying to flood the board, and that gives us a Thrashing Brontodon now that we can kill his Lifecaster's Bestiary with next turn, with the assumption that he doesn't draw Hour of Glory this turn, of course. That one won't be able to block this turn. So stack them like this, draw our card to help us make a better decision. Take this. Don't think I want you. Do think I want you. Go ahead and sack you here. I better use the island. Go ahead and sack you here. I'm gonna have enough life total. I'm attacking with the team. If he uses a blossoming defense on this so he can double block, that means we can use the fatal push in response. They technically go to 1 this way, and now they're dead. And that's why we ordered it like that. Alright, 4-1. They didn't have Llanowar game 3. And things were great. So, what did we lose to? We lost to Jeffrey playing red-black in a very not competitive game. They just smashed us. They just smashed us really hard. Or he smashed us. I don't know why I keep saying they. You are a person. You're not a corporate entity. You're not Nike. But yeah, so this was Venom's build of the deck. I feel like it's tuned to beat red-black, even though like we lost to red-black in a match. It feels pretty good. I keep saying this over and over. I still like the Jadine, Emma, Autumn Burchart collaboration more, but this might be better for an online metagame. Like, we keep having pretty good success with it. I think we went 7-2 with it, 2 of our losses being to red-black, but I think we also won versus red-black twice, and that is a pretty evenish match. But it's a pretty evenish match versus stock builds, so if we're not actually getting any percentage playing like these cards, then maybe we shouldn't be playing these cards. I don't know. But that's going to do it for me tonight. I have to go do some real life work, and then I'll probably be doing an early morning stream tonight, because I'm going to go out to Store Championships tomorrow, and then I'll probably do an arena stream Saturday morning sometime, because I'm going to go to a Store Championship Saturday as well, and unfortunately probably an arena stream Sunday morning sometime as well, again because I have 3 Store Championships in a row. That being said, if I win any one of those Store Championships, I will not be going to the ones beyond that. I like trying to win playmats because I collect them, but like I don't want to win. I don't want to try to win every single thing locally. I like everybody having a chance. Well, I say having a chance. I'm not automatic to win. I mean, like, I don't like being greedy and taking or trying to take a bunch of the same prize. Trying to phrase that in a way that doesn't make me sound like a cocky asshole, and I'm struggling with it. It's like, there's no guarantee I'll win any of them. I'm just saying. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it, and as always, we'll be back.